morning. I'm Dr. L, and this is Bikebite today. Hi, bike. As you probably guessed, rain. Today's question comes from a fellow doctor, Dr. Danielle Causey. Here's a picture of her at her office. She's actually a classmate of mine, good friend. Great doctor too. If you'd like to see me but you're too far away, but you're close to her, well, I'd go sit in her chair. This might be the last time you see me driving in the car. I would really like to ride the bike more often, but when it's raining, no front fender, everything in my face. I could do it, but I don't want to. Kind of thinking about letting this car go so I can get into a second bike with the front fender. It would just be wrong to put a fender on amalgam though. So today's question is, can you please make a video explaining to patients the importance of keeping their molars? And I'm going to take that as back teeth in general. I think Dr. Causey made the suggestion because as a dentist, it's often frustrating when someone comes in and says, yeah, doc, all of those solutions sound too expensive. Can't I just pull it? And the answer is yes and no. You can remove the tooth, but that's not all you're going to get. This is what we refer to as a slippery slope. If you just remove and don't replace a back tooth, you're setting yourself up to lose other teeth. And the first time someone comes in and is considering removing a tooth, we always try to really be clear with you that you have an opportunity to not lose other teeth, but if you just remove a tooth, you're going to have a harder solution and a more expensive solution the next time around. So what am I talking about? Let's say you have a first molar, that's the second to last tooth, on the bottom that has a big hole in it and might need a root canal. We get into it hoping that you don't need a root canal and find we are in the nerve. And before getting into it, you and I have had the discussion that if it needs a root canal today, you want to remove it. We always follow your wishes, of course, but if you remove that tooth and you don't put something there, be it a partial, an implant, or a bridge, then the tooth behind is going to have a consequence. The tooth behind is going to start to drift. Now, this is a very slow process. It takes years for the tooth to fall over, but when it does, we don't have any other options besides removing the tooth. It's possible to orthodontically upright it, but that also takes years, and almost no patient wants to pay to be in braces for years and years and years. It's much more expensive than the comprehensive treatment price of $5,000. Now, you could remove that tooth too, but then you've lost two teeth, and your ability to chew is drastically reduced. When you lose one tooth, you have to understand that all the other teeth in the area have to compensate. And many of us believe that it's not just compensation for the one tooth that's missing. The other teeth actually take much more force. Let's say you're going to remove the last tooth. That one's the least important, right? Wrong. So if you remove the second molar on the bottom, because the lower front teeth are physically smaller than the upper front teeth, the top second molar no longer touches anything. And teeth, they want to touch. If they aren't touching, they're going to continue to erupt. Very often when we see someone has removed a tooth on the bottom or on the top, the opposing tooth, the tooth on the other jaw, has come up more to try and compensate and meet the other tooth. There's no other tooth there. Once it has erupted enough, and we have a name for this, supra-eruption, there's no saving it. You have to remove it. So again, slippery slope. You've opted to remove out one tooth. and you've set yourself up to need to remove more teeth in the future. We try to be clear about it. I think that sometimes patients truly understand they're making the decision, and they understand the consequences that they'll need to either pay more money and have more effort spent on their mouth to repair it later. But I still think there's a lot of patients out there that just don't hear our information and say, nah, I know better, I'm going to just pull it. And unfortunately, when the patient comes back years later and has those additional problems, we no longer have a relatively inexpensive and relatively easy solution. It starts to get complicated and more expensive. So thank you, Dr. Causey, for the suggestion of the video. Have a great day, everybody. If you'd like to see us in a professional manner, here's our information.